Developments on coronavirus. The number of cases continuing to climb both here in Rhode Island and across the country.
Here's a look at some of the numbers. The latest numbers: Rhode Island reported 10 new cases Wednesday, bringing the state's total now to 33.
And as of last night, Massachusetts had 38 additional cases. The total there, 256, and 5 in Bristol County. More than 2,000 people in the Bay State are in self-quarantine.
Nationally, the number of cases jumped dramatically since yesterday morning. According to Johns Hopkins University, there are now more than 9,400 cases across the country. That's nearly 3,000 new cases.
And unfortunately, the death toll also on the rise. 150 people in the U.S. have died after contracting the virus, most of the deadly cases in Washington state. In the meantime, Governor Raimondo has announced all schools in Rhode Island will remain closed through April 3rd. However, she says it's also unlikely students will return to class after that. We'll have more on the education plan coming up in just a few minutes.
In Massachusetts, Governor Baker has ordered all daycares to close starting Monday. He's also signed an order waiving the one-week waiting period for unemployment benefits.
And the Providence City Council is going to meet tonight. They're expected to vote to extend Mayor Lorz's emergency declaration, which expires today. The meeting will be closed to the public, but it will also be live streamed online.
One industry set to remain open through all of this: grocery stores. Maybe you've seen the videos of empty shelves or lines forming outside of these stores, not only locally but nationwide. Brandon Truitt joining us now with some of the changes stores are making to accommodate more vulnerable populations.
Hey, Patrick, good morning. We're talking about 10 or so different grocery store chains that are taking part in this. One of them, Stop and Shop. We're at one here on East Providence that had a line just about 3 minutes ago out of the building. You can already see how busy this parking lot is. They are letting in people now who are in that at-risk group population that we've been talking about. So the CDC says that that group would be people that are 60 or older. Stop and Shop, again, just one of the chains that's doing this, opening exclusively for more senior shoppers from 6 to 7:30 this morning. Now, other stores like Dave's, Shaw's, Whole Foods, and Target are doing the same. Something that will impact all shoppers, though, of any age: item limits. Many businesses placing a cap on how much you can buy, specifically on those high-demand items like hand sanitizer, disinfecting wipes, and yes, toilet paper. Shoppers tell us they appreciate the changes.
I mean, yesterday when I went to the stores, people acted like we was all going to starve to death and everything, you know? I haven't been that concerned.
It makes it a lot easier on us older people who don't want to come out.
I think it's wonderful, but it needs to be longer. I can't shop that fast.
If you are still weary of maybe leaving the house at all, there are several grocery stores that want to remind you of their option that delivery could be on the table for you. Again, an option there would be to have a loved one maybe place the order for you online, or maybe call the grocery store yourself to see if in fact they offer that delivery option. We're live in East Providence. Brandon Truitt, Eyewitness News.
Meanwhile, a number of businesses across the area now shutting their doors temporarily because of the coronavirus. That includes the Rentham Outlets and the Emerald Square Mall. They are owned by the U.S. Simon Property Group, which is opting to close all malls and outlets until the 29th of the month. Also, Dick's Sporting Goods will close all of its retail locations until April 2nd. Company says customers can still use the mobile app and their website to order items for curbside pickup, and that's between 9 and 6. Home Depot cutting back on its hours starting today. Their stores will now close at 6 p.m. However, stores are expected to open at normal times.
Now, as we mentioned, here in Rhode Island, Governor Raimondo announced that schools are going to go to distance learning beginning on Monday for at least 2 weeks. Districts have until the end of the day today to submit their formal plans to the state. Alexandra Leslie joining us again remotely from her apartment. And Alex, the governor really didn't seem to want to put an end date for that.
Right. In her briefing yesterday, the governor said it would be dishonest of her to say that she knows when distance learning is coming to an end. But she did say it was very unlikely that students would physically return to school after 2 weeks. Now, for now, when kids end their early April break this week, they will have distance learning from Monday, March 23rd to Friday, April 3rd. The governor says she doesn't want to sugarcoat it, admitting that distance learning is going to be tough at first. The state is working to ensure the process is equitable for all students, including English language learners and those with disabilities. Cox Communications is also stepping in to help provide technology equipment for low-income students. Governor Raimondo said she knows it won't be easy and had this message for students.
Listen to me, students. This is not 2 weeks of extended vacation. This isn't 2 weeks to hang out with your friends, sleep until noon, and blow off school.
And we do have to mention child care centers are still closed throughout all of this. The governor says that home care providers are still operating, but she's looking at others on a case-by-case basis. Live in Pawtucket, Alexandra Leslie, Eyewitness News.
In Massachusetts, testing for the coronavirus continues to be a problem, even as new swabbing locations are popping up all over the state. Governor Baker continued his plea to the federal government for more supplies. Health officials say the waiting period for results from state labs is 24 to 48 hours. Results from private companies can take 3 to 7 days. Sturdy Memorial Hospital in Attleboro currently treating one patient who tested positive. The mayor says Sturdy is taking all of the proper precautions to protect other patients and staff.
Sturdy is in a position where it's ready to do what it has to do. They're an excellent hospital, and they've asked me, in my capacity as mayor, that if people want to go to the hospital, to probably call ahead in advance.
Attleboro Public Schools announced Wednesday that a middle school student recently placed on self-quarantine after developing symptoms has tested negative for the virus.
State and local officials want to remind you of these important phone numbers. The hotline for coronavirus questions in Rhode Island, 222-8022. Mental health assistance line, 414-5465. And if you live in the Bay State, 211 is the number for information and assistance. We have more coverage online right now. You can log on to our website or the WPRI 12 News app for all of the headlines and updates throughout the day whenever you need them.